Try that. I think that should help. Hold on.
And we're back again. Welcome to the Goods Fam on Twitch. This is Philly Good. We're going to be looking at the MPCX again today, and we're going to be continuing where we left off yesterday, going through the MPCX Bible. We're on chapter 12, so if you do have it and you want to load it up, this is and follow along, we're going to be looking at the totally cool. So chapter 12, first look audio tracks. Yesterday, going through the if you're here and watching, please hit the subscribe and follow and the notification bell to let you know of the stream time. I'm here every day 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern time, and this is what I'm doing, just going through the MPCX Bible to teach how to subscribe and follow. Alright, so we're just going to jump right into it. I'll start up the MPC and turn on my speakers. What I'm doing is going through the MPCX. So far, we've only been dealing with MIDI event data, which in turn has been used to trigger different sound sources such as plugins, sample programs, and external MIDI hardware. MPC software also has another 4-track type with the audio track. Unlike a MIDI track, an audio track contains nothing but actual audio. There's no MIDI data here at all. If you've used a digital audio workstation, a DAW, like Logic, FL Studio, Pro Tools, or Ableton, you'll no doubt already be very familiar with the concept of audio tracks. Audio tracks can be used more like traditional multi-track recorder or tape recorder, typically used for recording non-MIDI performances such as vocals, acoustic and electric guitars, string instruments like violins, brass instruments, turntable scratching, live drum kits, and so on. Later in the book, we'll look at recording a vocal performance directly to an audio track. Alright, so setting up tracks can be used more an audio track. Let's start fresh by loading the project bounce.xpj from the chapter 12 folder. I have it in my MPCX Bible tutorial files. If you have the MPC Bible, please take a look. You probably have included files as well that you can load up. So mine setting tracks can be used more audio track. Want us to load up a demo beat into sequence.xpj. So from the chapter 12 folder, xpj. Okay, there it is. Load that up. You have the MPC Bible, and the main demo beat is in sequence 1, which contains the drums and bass line from our Shadow Kit drum program, Rhodes and Tube Synth plugin tracks, and the melody created from our piano key group program on track 5. If you've been following along, we've done all of this all the way through, so you can always take a look at my past videos. They're on YouTube, and and a lot of them are on Twitch as well. So sequence 1, which if you need to catch up, you can always take a look at those videos. To introduce you to the concept of audio tracks, we're going to bounce our piano melody track to convert it into a pure audio track. We'll use this technique to greater effect in chapter 24 when we bounce a VST plugin track from the MPC software. But at this stage, bouncing serves as a fun way to explore the basics of how audio tracks are set up in the MPC. First, go to Menu, Preferences, concept of audio track / export melody track to convert it into a pure audio track, and configure bounce bit depth to 24. Mine's already set there. It's right down here. But at this stage, bouncing serves as a fun way to explore the basics of how audio tracks are set up in the This ensures the highest quality audio for the result bounce. Preferences, chords and main, select track 6 piano, bounce, bit depth, and tap the pencil icon at the end of the track row. We have two options here that will both produce a bounced version of our piano key group track, bounce the pencil icon at the end into audio, and then assign that audio sample to an audio track. Two options here that will both. On the other hand, the bounce to sample, the bounce to audio track option will simultaneously bounce the piano lead option. Also bounces the piano lead track to create an audio sample, but it does not automatically assign it to an audio track. Instead, it places the sample into memory. To an audio track. So, on the other hand, we're gonna do the bounce to audio track right now. All right. Then you'll be taken back to main, where you should spot a few differences. To create an audio sample. At the bottom of the page, you can see that the currently selected tab is no longer MIDI, showing audio. And so this has changed the currently active core track type in the MPC sequencer from MIDI to audio. In each sequence, audio tracks exist separately to MIDI tracks. The top row of main is unchanged and continues to display the core sequence configuration, tempo, length, etc. The middle row shows our track name, audio 003 in this case, a number of editing options via the pencil icon, and a record arm option. On the left side of the main screen, you might have noticed that the grid edit icon has disappeared. This is because grid edit is only used for MIDI events in this case. Instead, we have the audio edit icon via the pencil icon and a record arm option. On the left side of the main hit this to enter the audio edit icon has disappeared screen, and you'll see the bounce piano lead recording. Audio edit icon. You can also access this via the edit audio icon on the bottom panel in main. Hit this to enter the audio edit icon has disappeared screen. And you'll see the bounce piano lead recording. Audio edit icon. Oh, okay. You can also access this via the edit audio icon on the bottom panel in main. So there's that one, and there's that one. They take you to the same place essentially. And you'll see the bounce piano lead recording. Audio edit icon. Oh, okay. You can also access this via the edit audio icon on the bottom panel in main. So there's that one, and there's that one. They take you to the same place. All right, now head back to main and tap on MIDI, where you'll be taken back to track 5 piano. What? That one, and there's that one. They take you to the same place. All right, now head back to main and tap on track MIDI. 6 piano, I don't know why.
Where
Saying
you'll be
track
taken
5
back
in
to
the book
track
here,
5
but
piano.
anyway, you'll see that the MPC has muted this track automatically as part of the bounce process. So we're gonna hit play start.
Head back to main and tap
No, I'm on track
MIDI.
6, piano. I don't know why.
Where
And
you'll be taken
you'll
back to
still
track
hear
5 piano.
anyway,
The
piano
you'll
lead
see that
play,
the
but this
MPC
time
has muted
it is
this
coming
track
from our audio
automatically as
track
part of
rather
the
than
bounce
from the
process.
MIDI track triggering the
We're
piano
gonna hit
program.
play start. Head back to main. Tap
No,
on
I'm on
track,
track, but this
6
time this means we can
audio
actually
track
delete
rather
the
than
piano
on the
program
MIDI
from our
track.
project, as all the audio we need is now within the bounced audio sample. To delete a program, hit the pencil icon on the program track, track 6. Now select delete. This means we can actually delete the piano program from our project, as all the audio we need is now within the bounced audio sample. To delete a program, hit the pencil icon on the program track, track 6. Now, I don't select delete here. This means we can actually delete the piano program from our project, as all the audio we need is now within the bounced audio sample. To delete a program, hit the pencil icon on the program track, track 6. Now, maybe because I don't select delete here. There's no delete option there. All the audio we need is now within the bounced audio sample. To delete a program, hit the pencil icon. That's what I did. I pressed the wrong thing. I pressed the pencil on the track instead of the pencil on the piano program. There's no delete, so there it is. And you hit delete here, and then you hit delete on the warning pop-up. Press some. That's what I did. Now go to menu. Wrong thing. I press project, pencil on the track instead of pencil on the piano program. There's no delete, so there it is. And from the project panel, select purge. And then you hit unused sample on the warning pop-up. Press some. That's what I did. Now go to menu. Wrong thing. I press project, pencil on the track. Your project content now looks like this. Piano program. No delete. So there it is. At the top, you can see our audio track itself. Select purge the bounce piano sample. On the warning pop-up. If you have Audition set to auto in the browser, you can tap on this bounce file. Looks like this. To preview it, it's identical to the audio originally generated by the piano program via MIDI track 6. Make sure that warp is not enabled. Press the audition button, audition set to bottom right to check. In the browser, you can tap on this bounce file. Looks like this. To preview it, it's identical to the audio originally generated by the piano program via MIDI track 6. Make sure that warp is not enabled. Press the audition button, audition set to bottom right to check. In the browser, you can tap on this bounce editing audio tracks. Preview it. It's identical in to the audio originally generated by the piano program via MIDI track 6. Audio. That warp is not enabled. Press the audition. Select audio track 2 and rename it to piano melody. Audio tracks. In main, generated by the piano program via MIDI track 6. Audio using the A icon at the end of the audio track row. Okay, I didn't press the I used the pencil, but you can also do it the same way with the A. It just jumps directly to it instead of going here and having to select it up there. Alright, so let's go back. We've got that named piano melody. Okay, I didn't press the I. Now tap on the pencil icon on the sequence row with the A. It just jumps directly select to copy it instead of and copy our current sequence to sequence 2. Alright. So let's go back. We've got that named piano melody. Okay, I didn't press now tap on the pencil icon on the sequence row with the A.
jumps directly
select
to it
copy
instead of
and copy our
here and
current
having
sequence to
select
sequence 2.
Alright.
Sequences
Select
both
copy
using this audio track.
Copy our current sequence to
Select sequence 2. It's already selected here. And choose edit audio. To begin editing the audio directly within the audio track environment, make sure
identical
the
sequences
select
both using
tool
this
is
audio
selected.
track.
Select sequence 2. Oh, it's already selected here. Now tap on the waveform to activate it. Edit audio. To begin editing the audio directly within the audio track environment, make sure. Oh, okay. So they have this as the select tool, but I guess it does the same thing as selecting it with the other one. All right. Let's perform a nice and simple bit of processing to our audio track. Hit the reverse button, and you'll see the waveform is instantly reversed. Oh, okay. So they have this as the quick break. Perform a nice and simple bit of processing to our audio track. Hit the reverse button, and you'll see the wave. Waveform is instantly reversed. Oh, okay. So they have this as the select, but I guess it does the same thing as select. Okay. All right. Just one second. I'm gonna take a quick break. Form a nice and simple bit of processing to our audio track. Hit the reverse. Okay. So hit play start, and you'll hear our piano lead sound playing backwards. Hopefully this has already shown you one of the creative advantages of audio tracks. When you were working in the MIDI environment, it would not have been easily possible to reverse your track like this. In fact, you probably would never have even considered the idea of reversing the lead line in the first place. And you'll hear a piano lead sound playing backwards. And hit play start. Hopefully this has already shown you. You should hear that the audio track in this sequence continues to play forwards. Working in the MIDI environment, it is using the same audio sample to reverse your track like this. As you can see, within audio tracks, you're able to use instances of the same sample or recording in multiple audio tracks across multiple sequences and happily edit each instance independently. While that audio resides on an audio track, all the edits you perform on it will only affect the audio you hear on that specific track. However, just like instances of samples in audio tracks, drum programs, if you edit the raw bounce sampling, in this case bounce across piano, and happily edit instance independently. While that audio resides on an audio track, all the edits you perform on it will only affect the audio you hear on that specific track. However, just like instances of samples in an audio track, the edits you perform there will affect all instances across all audio tracks that use this sample. And happily edit instance independently. While that audio resides on an audio track, all the edits you perform on it will only affect the audio you hear on that specific track. However, just like instances of samples in an audio track, the edits you perform there will affect all instances across all audio tracks that use this sample. And happily edit instance independently. While that audio resides on an audio track, all the edits you perform on it will only affect the audio you hear. I don't know where they have that bounce piano, the raw bounced sample. In this case it's called bounce piano. I don't know where they have that bounce piano. Are they talking about if you go back to MIDI, like the raw bounced sample? In this case it's called bounce piano. I don't know where they have that bounce piano. Are they talking about if you go back to MIDI, like a raw bounced sample? In this case, it's called bounce piano. I don't know where they have that bounce piano. Are they talking about if you go back to MIDI, like a raw bounced sample? At the top? In this case, it's called bounce piano. I don't know where they have that bounce piano. Are they talking about if you go back to MIDI, like a raw bounced sample? At the top? In this case, it's called bounce piano. I don't know where they have that. So, are they talking about if you go at the top? So, yeah, I think they mean if I edit this one here, then it will affect all the other samples. So if I made a change to this, it would affect the one on sequence 2. So yeah, because I mean if I edit the same sample source here, then it will affect all the other samples. So if I made a change to this, it would affect the one on. Just trying to wrap that around in my head here, how that works. So yeah, because if you edit the raw bounce sample, in this case bounce piano, and sample edit, the edits you perform there will affect all instances across all audio tracks that use this sample. Okay. Just trying to wrap that around in my head here. Splitting audio tracks. You can also split audio tracks into segments and then process each segment differently. Staying in sequence 1, track 2. Alright, splitting audio track 2. The forwards audio track, split audio tracks into segments. Tap on the time locator at the top of the screen. And turn the data wheel so the time locator reads 210. Process each segment differently. Staying in sequence 1, the start of the second bar. Tap on the audio track to select it and hit the split button. Forwards audio track, split audio tracks into segments. Tap on the time locator at the top of the screen. This creates a new region at the selected time. With this new region selected, hit the reverse button to reverse this second region. Process each segment differently. Staying in sequence. Hit play start to hear how this sounds. Tap on the audio track. As you can hear, the rest of the audio track is now played in reverse. Move this time locator to 410 and press split again. This creates a new region at the selected time. With this new region selected, hit the reverse button to reverse this second region. Ensure the new region is selected and press reverse. Start to hear how this sounds. As you can hear, the rest of the audio track is now played in reverse. Move this time locator to 410 and press split again. Now press reverse. Okay. At the selected time. This new region selected, hit the reverse button to effectively deselect the reverse function. Okay. And this split portion now plays in a forward direction. Start to hear how this sounds. You can hear the rest of the audio track is now played in reverse. Move the time locator to 410 and press split again. Now press Moving regions. I just did that by accident there, I believe.
To effectively deselect the reverse
I prefer
function,
if
okay?
the reversed
And this
region
split
still played at
selection
the
now
same
plays in a
relative
forward
position
to
within
reverse.
each bar, as currently those reversed portions play quite later in the bar. This is very easy to do. First, let's set a time location guide marker. I just want to place the cue playhead at a specific position so it's easier for you to move the region to the exact spot I want you to. Hold down, I prefer if the reversed region still played at select the 1/16th time correction. As already on it, now tap on the time locator at the top of the screen. First, and turn your data wheel to 130. I just want to place the cue playhead at a specific position. Alternatively, use the second cue link from the top of column 1. Select the 1/16th time correction. As already on it, now tap on the time locator at the top of the screen. Cue link 2 to move the playhead, just like you can in grid edit. Oh, right here. This is the playhead. Playhead at a specific position. Alternatively, use the second cue link from the top of column 1. Select the 1/16th time correction. As already on it, now tap on the time locator at the top of the screen. Cue link 2 and move the playhead, just like you can in grid edit. Oh, right here. This is the playhead. So that's the playhead right here. It's at the bottom. Use the second cue link 2 from the top of column 1. Select the 1/16th time correction. As already on it, now tap on the time locator at the top of the screen. Cue link. Now tap and hold the reversed region, which is currently, so that's the playhead right here. It's at the bottom. Placed at the start of bar 2. And drag it to the left until you reach the cue playhead, and then release the region. Now tap and hold the reversed region, which is currently, so that's the playhead right here. It's at the bottom. Placed at the start of bar play start. 2, and drag it to the left until you reach the cue playhead. Sounds better, but we can continue tweaking the position. Tap on the nudge button. This allows us to move the region in controlled increments based on the current TC, which is why I asked you to set this previously. Turn the data wheel clockwise and nudge the region one click. We can continue tweaking the to 1/3. Tap on the nudge button. This allows us press play start to hear how this sounds. To move the region in controlled increments based on the current TC, which is why I load the project file audio edits.xpj for their version. So let's see. And nudge the region one click. Let's see what their version sounds like. 1/3 nudge button. This allows us introduce some more advanced audio track editing features in chapter file audio edits.xpj for their version. So we're on chapter 13 now. MPC channel mixer fundamentals. Just gonna take a sip of water. Some more advanced audio track editing. Here and watching, please jump into the chat and just chat with anything at all. I'd like to get 5 people in the chat today, if that's possible, so please let me know if you're able to do that. I'll toss a little something in the chat right now. Looking for 5 people in the chat. I know we only probably have like 1 or 2
Alright,
people
so if
streaming,
anybody
but
is here and watching,
you never know. Might jump in
into
so
the chat and just chat with anything at all.
engage them, please. All
I'd
right.
like to get 5
So
people in the
follow,
chat today.
subscribe, and hit the
possible,
notification bell to let you
please
know
let
that
me
we're
know.
here every day, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Goods Fam on Twitch. This
Toss a
is
little
Philly
something in the
Good,
chat
going
right
over
now.
the MPCX, and we're
Looking
just
for
going
5
through the
people in
MPCX
the chat.
Bible,
I know
learning
we
how
only probably
to
have, like,
use
Alright,
the
so if anybody
MPCX.
is here and watching,
You never
please
know. Might jump in
into
so
the chat and just chat with
properly.
anything at all.
Engage them, please. All
I'd
right.
like to get 5
So
people in the chat
follow,
today.
subscribe, and
That's
hit the
possible,
notification bell to let you
please
know
let
that
me
we're
know.
here every day, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Goods
I
Fam
guess
on
I've
Twitch. This is
knocked
the
the
camera around a little
MPCX,
bit, and we're just going. And it's not pointing directly at the MPCX anymore,
Use the
unfortunately.
MPCX,
But
might jump in.
hopefully I can adjust it a little bit. All right. So follow, subscribe, and
get a
hit the
better
notification
view.
bell to let you know that we're here every day, 10 to 11 a.m.
Let's see if that helps.
On the Goods
I
Fam
guess
on
I've
Twitch. This is
knocked
the camera around a little bit,
and we're just going.
and it's not.
Yeah,
my
my
setup
setup
is
is
still
still
kind of
unfortunate
in the works, so but hopefully I can adjust it a little bit. That adjustment will help get a better view. Let's see if that I guess I've knocked the camera around a little bit, and it's not. Yeah, my setup is still kind of unfortunate in the works, so but hopefully I can adjust. It's getting there. It's getting a little bit better. I think that last adjustment might get it just right. Guess I've knocked the camera around a little bit. It's not. Yeah, my setup is still kind of unfortunate in the works, so but it's getting there. It's getting a little bit better. I think that last adjustment might get it just right. Yeah, I done messed it up now, real good. I don't know. It's getting there. It's getting. I'll have to get this figured out for you guys next time. Make sure it's pointing directly at the MPCX properly before I start the stream. Yeah, I done messed it up. Not bad.
now,
A little bit
real
better.
good.
I don't know. All right, I guess I'll stop messing with it now, and we'll continue on. I'll have to get this figured out for you guys next time. Make sure it's pointing directly at the MPCX properly before I start this. MPC channel mixer fundamentals. Our demo beat is starting to become increasingly complex with a decent array of MIDI and audio tracks. You can probably hear that the overall stereo mix of the entire sequence is a bit untamed at present. So it's important to start getting comfortable with the MPC's mixing options. Alright, this way you can keep quickly tweaking the rough mix of your beat mixer as you build more elements to it. Our demo beat is starting to become increasingly complex with a decent array of MIDI and audio tracks. Overview. You can probably hear an important part of any sequence is the eventual need to ensure that all the various sounds are nicely mixed together, which at the most basic level means ensuring that their relative volumes are well matched, i.e. nothing too loud or too quiet. But as you gain more confidence in your production abilities, will eventually encompass a wide range of skills such as creating an effective stereo field from careful use of panning, EQ, and volume adjustment, as well as judicious use of effects, dynamics, and filtering to fix and tame any problems or purely for creative effect. In this chapter, I want to introduce you to the basic use of the MPC channel mixer so you can develop some control over your beat while you're working on it, whether it's just making some quick volume and panning adjustments or adding effects, programs, or tracks. The MPC has a chain of mixing options built into it, so let's have a quick look at what's available. The pad mixer. We already met the pad mixer in chapter 7 when we used it to adjust the mix of our drum kit. The pad mixer is perfect for this kind of in-program mixing where you have multiple pads or key groups within the same program that need to be adjusted in relation to each other, be it relative volumes, panning, or effects. The pad mixer is, however, not suited to performing mixer adjustments to an entire program. For example, applying the same effect to all pads in a program, or changing the output volume of the entire program. Where you have multiple pads or key groups of pad mixer, same program that need to be adjusted, and that's what it looks like. Now, program mixing. Program mixing allows you to adjust mixing parameters across an entire program. For example, the program mixer channel could reduce the overall output volume of the Rhodes. It could be used to apply a reverb effect across the entire program, and it could also be used to route the entire program through a different set of audio outputs. Program mixing allows you to adjust mixing parameters across an entire program. For example, the program mixer channel could reduce the overall output track mixing. It could be used to apply a reverb effect across the entire program. And track mixing is used to adjust mixing parameters on a single track, be it a MIDI or audio track. MIDI tracks can have their volume and panning adjusted, while audio tracks can also have effects applied. Any changes made via the track mixer will only affect that one track. If you have other tracks that use the same program, those tracks will be unaffected by track mixer changes. A MIDI or audio track, MIDI tracks can have their volume and panning adjusted. So I assume they mean while audio tracks can also have effects applied. Anything that you do via the track from here, or is there a track mixer? If you have other tracks that use the same program, those tracks will be unaffected by track mixer changes. A MIDI or audio track, MIDI tracks can have their volume and panning adjusted. So I assume they mean while audio tracks can also have effects applied. Anything that you do via the track from here, or is there a track mixer? You have other tracks that use the same program. Those tracks will be unaffected by track mixer changes. A MIDI or audio track, MIDI tracks can have their volume and panning. So I assume they mean while audio tracks. Main output mixing. This allows the global tweaking of the entire output of your mix. For example, addition of a compressor or EQ across the stereo 1-2 output. Main output mixing. This allows the global tweaking of the entire output of your mix. For example, addition of a compressor or EQ across the stereo 1-2 output. Main output mixing. Main output mixing. This allows the global tweaking of the entire output of your mix. For example, addition of a compressor
or EQ across the stereo 1-2 output.
I guess they must mean
Main output mixing.
anything that's mixed right here in main mode
global tweaking of the entire output of your mix.
from the main.
For example, addition
Output,
of a
okay.
compressor or EQ across the stereo 1
And submixing. Submixing allows us to group together selected pads and key groups from one or more programs so we can perform mixing operations on all these sounds simultaneously. For example, all the individual pads from drum kit could be grouped together in the same submix, thus allowing us to easily adjust the volume of the whole kit simultaneously or apply compression across the whole kit. Let's go through some practical examples to help explain the key differences in these various mixing options. Pads from drum kit could be grouped together in the same submix, thus allowing us to easily adjust the volume of the whole kit simultaneously or apply compression across the whole kit. Let's go through some practical examples to help explain the key. Alright, track view mode. So far, when dealing with tracks in main, we've been limited to viewing a single track at a time, which is fine when you're 100% focused on that single track. But as your beat begins to take shape, you might want to see an overview of all the different tracks in a particular sequence. Load up the project file unmixed
track view mode.
.xpj.
When dealing with tracks in main,
So it would be in the chapter 13 folder of the tutorial files for the MPC Bible.
But as your beat begins to take shape, you
Here
might
it
want
is,
to see an
MPC
overview
channel
of all the
mixer
different tracks
fundamentals.
in a particular sequence.
And they want us to load up the unmixed
file
.xpj.xpj.
When dealing with tracks in main,
So it would be in the chapter 13.
This
will
will
load
load
up
up
the
the
current
current
demo
demo
beat
beat
sequence
sequence
to
to
sequence
sequence
1 of our
MPC
project.
Bible. But as your beat begins to take shape,
From within main, hit the track view icon at the left of the screen.
unmixed file
.xpj.xpj.
When dealing with tracks in main,
So it would be in the chapter 13.
this will load up the current demo beat sequence to sequence 1 of our project. But as your beat begins to take shape,
Alright, alternatively, go to the menu view icon at the left of the screen. Track view. I guess it's in the side.
This will load up the current demo beat sequence to
I have mine as a pullout right in the side menu. Cool. Alright, alternatively, go to the menu
icon at the left of the screen.
or you can hit Shift in main. I guess it's in the side. Okay, let's see. Shift in main? What? I have mine as a pullout right in the side menu. Cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Shift in main will pop you in there as well. You can hit or Shift in main. You can double tap main. Okay, let's see. Shift in main. Wow, cool. Okay, I didn't know these little shortcuts, but they're all a lot of fun. Makes things much easier whenever you're in the flow of things if you have different options of getting places. Will pop you in there as well. So here you can see how track view shows all of the MIDI tracks in our current demo beat unmixed sequence. Hold and drag the screen upwards. Makes things much easier with your finger, and you'll also see the remaining tracks in your sequence, including the audio track. Here you can see how track view shows all of the MIDI tracks in our current demo beat unmixed sequence. Hold and drag. The main purpose of track view is to provide an overview of all the tracks in your sequence, allowing you to quickly configure solo or mute status and adjust the MIDI output configuration and the record arm multiple tracks simultaneously. All these are covered later on. Generally, mixing options in track view are relatively limited, and this isn't really the place to be performing actual mixes of your tracks. While it is possible to adjust the level of each MIDI track and the volume of your audio tracks, these kind of tasks are usually handled in the channel mixer and the record arm multiple tracks simultaneously. So the channel mixer, you go to menu, generally mixing options, channel mixer are relatively limited,
And this isn't really the place to be
or menu and pad 12.
While it is possible to adjust the level of
For me, it wouldn't be pad 12. Mine has sample edit, but
audio tracks.
that option doesn't work on the MPCX, unfortunately. I don't know. Unless they're meaning holding down menu.
Simultaneously. So the channel mixer, you go to menu, generally mixing.
They mean hold down menu and then hit it. So for me, you saw that it was actually, I have mine on pad 8. So if I hold down menu 12 and pad 8, it takes me back there. So let's see if I go to main, menu, pad 8. Cool. Alright, so I'm in the channel mixer. Unless they're meaning holding down menu. The other way you can do it is use the dedicated channel mixer button on the MPCX, MPCX SE. For me, you saw that it was a channel mixer button right there. So if you're back in main, you can just hit channel mixer and it drops it right in. It takes me back there. So let's see if I go to main, menu, pad 8. Channel mixer is where you can craft your entire mix, adjust panning, levels, effects, and even the route the audio takes from each element in your project, including MIDI tracks, audio tracks, individual programs, sub-mixes, effects, sends, and the main outputs. In the top left of the screen, turn the data wheel anti-clockwise to select mixer MIDI tracks, levels, effects, and even the route the audio takes from each element in your project, including MIDI tracks, MIDI track channel mixer offers a more traditional looking mixer on the left side of the screen and the main outputs with a full level slider and pan dial, data wheel anti-clockwise while offering a view of levels and mute or solo status for up to 16 tracks on the right hand side. Each element in your project, including MIDI tracks, MIDI track channel mixer. Tap on one of the tracks on the right hand side of the screen, on the left side of the screen, and the left side reflects the current mixer settings for that particular track, while offering a view of levels. And going to initially be working on the melodic parts, so I would suggest actually muting track 1. MIDI track channel tap on one of the tracks on the right hand side of the screen. You can just tap on mute, and the left side reflects the current mixer settings for that particular track, while offering a view of levels. I guess you gotta actually hit mute on melodic parts, so right there. Suggest actually muting. You can't tap on square. So mute track 1 on the right hand side of the screen. You can just tap on mute, and the left side reflects the current mixer settings for that particular track. On the sequence, so the drums are temporarily disabled. To do this, tap on the hit one drum square, and then press mute, either on the left hand side or using the little M icon in the square itself. So you can use the M icon in the square. I guess my fingers drums are temporarily disabled. To do this, tap on the one drum square and then press mute. The skin on my finger, bro, on the left hand side. Why is it not picking up? Or using the little M icon in the square itself. So you can use the M icon in the square. Jeez. I guess my fingers drums are temporarily. I really want to tap on that. See if I can get it though. Like, square. The skin on my finger, bro, on the left hand side. Why is it not picking up? It says that you can do it though. In the square itself. So you can use the M icon. Square. The skin on my finger, bro, on the left hand side. Why is it not picking up? It says that you can do it though. That's crazy. I can't actually do it. Maybe they took away that option, or my fingers are just not able to touch the little square good enough. No, I think they took away the option because I seriously couldn't tap it. Alright. It says that you can do it though. That's crazy. The default screen shows levels on the right hand side.
maybe they
tap
took away
on
that
the
option,
bass track and
or
reduce the level to 87.
my fingers are just not able to touch the little square.
Now tap the top left of the screen and select
I
Mixer
think they took away the option 'cause
Audio
I
Tracks.
seriously couldn't tap it. Alright. Says that you can do it though.
Just like the MIDI track channel mixer, the
screen
Audio
shows
Tracks
levels
channel mixer
on
provides us
the
with an
right-hand
immediate overview
side.
of all
Maybe
audio
tap
tracks in
on
your
the
project
bass
track and
or
with the
reduce the level to
traditional slider
87.
slash dial option
Fingers
on
are
the
just
right
not
and the
able to
left hand side of the
Now
displaying
tap
all
the
currently
top
used
left of the
audio
screen and
tracks.
select Mixer.
Each
I think they took
track
away the option 'cause I
is
seriously couldn't tap it. Alright.
an on-screen pad.
Says that you can do it though.
Just like the MIDI track channel mixer,
Let's
adjust the
Audio Tracks
panning
channel
mixer
on
provides
the
us with an
right
on
hand
our
side
piano lead of
all
audio
audio
tracks
tracks
in your
on the
project
bass track and
with the
reduce the level to
traditional slider
87.
slash dial option
Fingers
on
are
the
just
right
not
and the
able
left hand side of the
Now
displaying
tap
all
the
currently
top
used
left of the
audio
screen and
tracks.
select Mixer.
Each
I think they
track
took away the option 'cause
There's
I
three
seriously
ways to
couldn't
do
tap
this.
it.
First, you can
Alright,
tap
and
on one of the
on-screen
tracks
pad.
on the right hand side and make adjustments with the left hand side pan dial.
Let's adjust the
panning
channel
mixer
on
provides us with an
right
on
hand
our
side
piano lead
of all
audio
audio
tracks
tracks
in
on
your
the
project
bass track and
with the
reduce the level to
traditional
87.
slider slash dial option on the right
Oh,
and
okay.
the left and then side of the displaying all currently
with the
used
left
audio
hand
tracks.
side
pan dial.
Each track
There's
is-
three ways to do this. First, you can
Alright,
tap
and
on one of the tracks
may
on the right
have
hand side
that
and make
showing
adjustments with the left hand side for
channel.
you
Adjust
on
the
the
panning
MPC one or live, but I don't see it.
We don't get that side thing, so
Oh, okay. And then alternatively, you can adjust the linear slider within the on-screen track selection pad. You may have that showing with the left hand side for you on the MPC one or live, but I don't see it.
we don't
seem to
we
be
don't
able
get that
to
side thing,
see
so
that. Oh, okay. And then alternatively, you can adjust the linear slider.
they mean if I
within
like
the on-screen track
bring it up like
selection
that, I can
pad.
adjust it, but
You may have that showing or the Q links. So the Q links one or live, but I don't see it. Oh, I see.
Side thing, so I was in the wrong tab. I was in the
Alternatively,
so
now I can adjust it with this Q
bring it
link
up
over
like that, I
here.
can adjust it, but
There's a pan left and right there. Or the Q links. So the Q links. Oh, I see. Yeah, that seems to be
in the wrong
best
tab
option.
or just I can't slide it right like that, so I would have to do it like that on
Now I
here.
can adjust it with this Q link over
Put
here.
it up on the big
Pan
screen.
left and right there.
So
On the MPCX, there's two ways to do that. Oh, I see. Yeah, that seems to be
in the wrong
best
tab
option. So
or
we're gonna
just-
hit play start and start adjusting the
can't
pan
slide it
for
right
audio track
that,
one.
so I would have to do it like that on
Now I
here.
can adjust it with this Q link over here.
Up on the big
Pan
screen.
left and right there. So on the MPCX, there's two ways to do that. Oh, I see. Yeah, that seems to be the best option. We're gonna hit play start and start adjusting the pan for audio track one. So I have to do it like that. Now I can adjust it with this Q link over here. On the big pan left and right there. So on the MPCX, there's two ways to do that. As with any mixing adjustments, you're obviously free to continue tweaking as your session progresses. Just keep experimenting. In the channel mixer, we can also add effects to our tracks. Let's add some delay effect to the piano lead audio track. Cool, okay. As with any mixing adjustment,
First,
you're
tap
obviously
on
free
the
to
on-screen
continue
box that
tweaking as your
represents the
session
piano melody
progresses.
audio track,
Just
so
keep
it's selected.
experimenting.
And if you wish,
The channel
solo
mixer.
this track.
We can also add effects to our tracks. Let's add some delay effects.
So it's the only
piano
track you hear,
audio
and this
track.
way you might find it initially easier to adjust the effects. To solo this track, tap on the solo button on the left side of the screen, and to add an effect, tap on the inserts box
that represents
on the top left hand side. Now this brings up the familiar effect inserts window. Select the delay reverb, so it's the only track you hear. High, professional, and then delay analog sync. Tap on the solo button on the left side of the screen, and to add an effect, tap on after you've selected that effect, configure it with the following parameters for fairly subtle synced delay. Window. Select the delay. So we're going to set the dry, wet, high, professional to 11 analog sync. Tap on the solo button on the left side of the screen, and to add an effect, tap on after you've selected that effect, set the time to a half, subtle synced delay. Window. Select the delay. There we go. So we're going to set the dry feedback to 8, high professional to 11, analog sync, and ramp to 36. After you've selected that effect, set the time to a half, subtle synced delay. Turn to the channel mixer. And turn off solo so you can hear the new affected piano lead in context with the rest of the mix. Now I feel it could do with a little tweak. So with the mix continuing to play, tap on the inserts box again, channel mixer, and reduce the dry wet setting and turn off solo so you can hear the new affected piano to 10. And the ramp to 62. I feel it could do with a little tweak. So with the mix, now select the level tab, tap on the inserts box again, channel mixer, and reduce the dry wet setting and turn off solo so you can hear the level tab. 62. Excuse me. So with the mix, now select the level and tweak the output level of the piano track to reduce the overall volume of the piano. So they set it to minus 2.10 decibels. Remember the eyeball icon in main that revealed the channel strip? That channel strip is the same as what you are seeing on the left-hand side of the screen in channel mixer. Level of the piano track to reduce the overall volume of the piano. Right. If you go to main, so they set it to, there it is, 2.10. Same thing. Same. Okay. Remember the eyeball icon in main that revealed the channel program mixer channel. Oh, we're at the last 2 minutes for today. I didn't even realize the time was flying by. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you were here today and watching and enjoying, please hit the subscribe or follow and the notification bell to let you know that I'm here every day from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the Goods Fam on Twitch. I am Philly Good. Okay, and all I'm doing is showing you how to use the MPCX by going through the MPCX Bible. So please tell your friends if they're into music production that they can learn as they follow along, and you can grow a little community around using the MPCX. If you are here and watching, please jump in the chat for a quick second and just say anything. I'm trying to get 5 people to chat at once. That's my goal, so if you can do that, that would be amazing. Thank you for being here, and as we always do, we're going to load up the learn as they follow along.
The beat I made on Monday was just a random beat, and we'll close out the show with that. So thank you again, and have a wonderful.
For a quick second and just say anything. I'm trying to
Today,
get
Thursday.
Chat at once.
Have a wonderful Thursday.
So if you can do that, that would be amazing.
Thank you for being here, and
As we always do, we're going to load up
the beat I made on Monday.